it's very easy to come to a church service. It's very easy to consume different religious products of different kinds and not have that make a big difference in our lives. Our goal with Disciples Journey is to invite people into a journey with Christ that takes them somewhere, that influences the lives of others, so that not only is their own life transformed, but we hope and pray that the lives of others will be transformed as well.
We set a wildly important goal to create a discipleship pathway that would raise up multiplying leaders. So in one sentence, that's what Disciples Journey is. It is in 4 components. The first one is about connecting. It's about connecting to God and connecting to the people of First Church. Our goal is not to have more members, but if you want to be a member, that's how you do it. From there, we go to Disciples Journey Step 2, which is 6 sessions. That's taught by Pastor Matt and I. And that focuses on discovering your call. We're really seeking to have every person who connects here to live into their call as a multiplying disciple. And what does that mean for them? So that involves things like spiritual gift assessments, that involves things like strength finders, and it also involves us really spending a little more time unpacking, like, this is who we are. And once you know who we are, you can find your place in this larger body of believers.
I think where things really start to become different, though, in our disciples' journey from any other discipleship pathway that I've encountered is that in steps 3 and 4, there's a shift just from information to practice. And so when you get to step 3 and step 4, there's a lot higher expectations. There's the expectation that individuals are going to be practicing different things like sharing their testimony with each other and with others. There's the expectation they're going to be reading more scripture. There's the expectation that they're going to start to partner and apprentice with people in the ministry area that they might be exploring. There's the idea and the understanding. We talk a lot about APEST based on Ephesians 4:11, apostles, prophets, evangelists, shepherds, and teachers. We hope and expect at that point people are going to figure out which one of those they are and start to live into it in very concrete ways, so that it's not just learning about a ministry, it's not just learning even information about themselves, it's literally putting it into practice in a concrete way.
It's been really beneficial because it's allowed me to grow in the church, not just sit in the back and worship every Sunday.
It really helps you kind of find your path. And for me, I know going through it really helped me figure out what I wanted to do in small groups, where initially it was like, oh, you're a teacher. I'm like, I don't know anything about anything, really. But I was like, all right, let's try it. And so we started the small group, and it has been really successful because of that. And now that I knew my strengths and what works for me, I knew how to go about the small group stuff.
And then Disciples Journey Step 4 is pretty significantly different from the previous 3 in that it's not a class. It's more like an apprenticeship.
If a person then feels called to step 4, they would literally sit down with me. They would explain what they're feeling called towards. And the basic thing they have to be able to share with me in terms of calling is, how is this area that you're feeling called to, how is that going to lead to some form of multiplication of God's love, of God's transformation in the world? If people then move into Disciples Journey Step 4, what we trust at that point is that they are steeped enough in formation of this place, the DNA of this place, the vision of this place, that we feel good and confident to release them. Now that doesn't mean we never see them again. Actually, when they enter into Disciples Journey Step 4, it's actually a 3-year apprentice process.
They're paired up usually with a staff person in the area in which they are seeking to serve. And there's no classes. It's less about us telling you information, and it's really more about you living into and practicing some of the things.
One of the things I think we do in our world and culture today is everything is so quick. And so you join the church in a few weeks, and you take a Bible study in a few weeks, and we expect that that's automatically going to transform us. And it doesn't. So our goal with Disciples Journey is really not quantity. I mean, we want as many people to go through it as possible, but our goal is quality. We believe 3 individuals totally sold out in Disciples Journey Step 4, living out their calling in a multiplying way, are going to have a way greater impact than 50 individuals who do something at a peripheral level.
It's not about having volunteers filling our slots, doing the work of ministry that need to be done by the church. It's about, I get to do this thing that I believe God has uniquely equipped me to do, and I'm going to go do it.
We've done this a number of years, And it's one of those things, at first you might feel like a large difference is not being made, but there's a reason that every single year we do step 2 in the fall and step 3 in the spring and step 4 in the summer, and we're always offering step 1 along the way. We feel like every time we go through one of those cycles, our culture is slowly but surely changing. And the reason it's changing is because as people become excited, as they start to live into who God's created them to be, they bring a sense of vitality and an awakening of our missional DNA into our church as a whole that slowly but surely is awakening our whole church.